Working in the adult entertainment industry means you need specific financial strategies. The laws concerning online sex work can be tricky to understand, so let's break it down so you can run your business safely and with confidence. Hi, I'm Cassie, the videographer and social media manager at Mink Law, the nation's leading law firm for online privacy and content protection. As a former member of the industry, I'm excited to be a part of this team and to share what I've learned with you. I've taught classes on best practices for maintaining an online business and adult content creation. I continually research this topic in order to best serve the community. In this video, we'll be covering diversifying your income streams, sex work-friendly payment processors, separating business and personal finances, and preparing your taxes. Relying on a single platform or revenue source can be limiting and sometimes risky. Platforms like Tumblr and even OnlyFans have faced threats of increased restrictions on adult content. Diversifying your income streams could lead to long-term success. What are some popular ways adult content creators can diversify their income beyond their main platform? Number 1, find your niche site. These days, people new to the industry seem to think that OnlyFans is the end-all be-all of adult content creation. It's got its advantages, sure, but there are so many websites for you to choose from, depending on what you offer. Do you offer a specific kink, a niche, or experience? Find a website that focuses exclusively on that niche. Number 2, offer pre-recorded and live content. There are so many cam sites to choose from. Some have different settings and restrictions than others, so it's important to read the terms of service, test it out, and choose one that works best for you. I found that it works well if you have a combination of pre-recorded content to create passive income and live performance to get paid immediately. Live sites have their own pros and cons. The cam sites can take a hefty fee, sometimes up to 50% of your earnings. Other sites have some terms of service that allow your content to be used to advertise on other affiliate sites, so you have less control over how it's used. Number 3, host your own site. Many creators who become successful with regulars operate primarily on their own website, rather than relying on a hosting platform. If you can't operate independently from a platform like Chatterbait or OnlyFans, you don't have to split your profits with that platform. But this comes with its own complications, and I'll get into that later. Number 4, have a wish list. It's common for creators to have wish lists on Amazon, for example, which can be a great way to work around complicated global payment methods. But you need to make sure that this account is isolated to your business. It should not be linked to any personal account. Number 5, sell safe for work offerings. There are many more creative ways to earn within your brand at multiple price points. Adding more to the safe for work online space could earn you more reach. But you have to be extra careful not to get your wires crossed on safe for work sites so you don't get banned. You could look up more about what's called social media compliance, but we're going to have to talk about that another time. So you found a website where you can host and sell your content, but you're sick of these cam sites taking a cut of your earnings. If you want to be independent, you have to find what's called a payment processor. Accepting payment is one of the most annoying headaches that sex workers face online. Common apps like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle are not sex worker friendly, and using them can result in permanent bans. If you set up your own website and want to take donations from clients directly, you'll need what's called a high-risk payment processor. There are a few processors that sex workers recommend, like Veritel, Epoch, and CCBill. I also came across smaller processors like SegPay and Cosmo Payment. They sponsor Pineapple support, so they're proudly sex worker friendly, which is great. But smaller processors come with their own issues. For example, MasterCard recently blocked usage on Cosmo, and clients might find these smaller processors are hard to sell if they haven't used them before. Cryptocurrency may be a solution. Sex work-friendly coins like SpankChain and PleasureCoin have been developed, and there are ways to anonymously exchange coins. But I won't pretend to know how crypto works. You'll have to find out for yourself if that's right for you. Research best payment processors that allow not safe for work or high-risk payment processors to find the most suitable option for your needs. When in doubt, ask somebody in the industry that you trust. Now that your income is diversified, your content is spread more widely across the internet. So let's talk about keeping your business and your personal info separate and secure so you can maintain control of your online footprint. Here's where I make the business or pleasure joke. In sex work, it's both. But protecting your privacy is crucial in this industry, and you need to keep your business income separate from your personal accounts to minimize risks. What are the risks of not separating your business and personal finances? First of all, hacking and doxing. When you sign up to any platform, they require your legal name and your banking information. This means that if these sites ever get hacked, those hackers can release your information to data broker sites. There are tools to monitor your personal information online that can protect you if leaks happen and get them taken down before damage is done. Secondly, increased vulnerability when one account is compromised. The less access a hacker could have that would overlap with your finances, the better. You should have unique credentials that you're using to access your email accounts and your finances. In a worst case scenario, if a hacker does access one account, they can't use the same password to gain access anywhere else. What steps should I take to separate my business and personal finance? Create a separate bank account for your business or establish an LLC. This way, payments have one more degree of separation from you as an individual. However, LLC laws vary by state, and I recommend speaking with an expert, like an attorney with experience in these matters and who is sex work friendly. I have some resources about this in the description. Side note, you'll also find in the description a survey about a sex worker-led credit union. This could be a great way that we can all be empowered to control our own finances without relying on fickle payment processors if it gets the support that it needs to operate. So please consider checking it out. This separate bank account or LLC can isolate your business earnings and expenses, and it can make those calculations for write-offs a little bit easier. Finding a tax expert who is sex work friendly is ideal, but sites like Free Tax USA are also available if you're willing to do the extra bureaucratic legwork. So let's get into taxes in more detail. Don't let tax season catch you off guard. And don't worry, it may be more straightforward than you think. What am I filing? First, a 1099. Each platform that you earn money on will send you a tax form called a 1099. You will file taxes on earnings over $600 in a year. If you're worried about what name will show up for privacy purposes, usually they don't say the website outright on the 1099. OnlyFans, for example, sends forms through Phoenix Internet LLC. When describing your profession, people often list entertainer. Second, you'll need a Schedule C form. If you're on multiple platforms, you'll be sent 1099 forms from each platform. Since it's the same type of work, it can be included in the same Schedule C form. However, if your earnings were from a safer work side job like graphic design or housekeeping, that would go in its own Schedule C form. You'll also need a Schedule SE form, part of Form 1040, and your state taxes. The Schedule SE is for calculating your self-employment tax. When you fill out the Schedule C, you'll calculate your total income or loss, and you'll use that to calculate the taxes on the Schedule SE. If you have more than one Schedule C, each will need its own SE form. What are some common tax deductions that I can be aware of? What did you spend your money on purely for your work? The general idea is that if you bought it with the intent to make more money, and it's not for personal use, then it can be counted as an expense. What about business use of home? Generally, if you use one room as an office or a studio, you can do a calculation of the square footage against the total rent or mortgage to find out what you can deduct. The rules about this are on the IRS site on publication 587. The section qualifying for a deduction states the rules and definitions and has a flowchart. The IRS sets a standard mileage rate each year for you to calculate and report it on Schedule C as a business expense. Regular commuting miles and personal travel are not deductible, so only report what you consider a business trip. If you stay on top of it throughout the year, it'll become much easier when tax day comes. To build a successful adult content creation business, diversify your income streams, separate your business and personal finances, stay on top of your taxes, and learn from top earners in the industry. By implementing these essential financial tips, you'll create a strong foundation for long-term success and financial stability. If you need legal guidance on any aspect of your adult content creation business, the team at Mink Law is here to help. Our attorneys provide a supportive and non-judgmental environment for all of our clients, and they have expertise in matters involving adult or explicit content. Give us a call at the number on the screen, visit minklaw.com to fill out our contact form, or use our live chat for a free case evaluation with our intake team. Take control of your financial future and build the thriving business you deserve. I'm Cassie, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. How's my hair? Y'all are talking. Be for real. Be for real.